Hey, it's Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're going to do a shaky cam interior review inside a 2020 Mazda CX-30. So this is the newest from Mazda. This is their compact crossover they came out with. It fits between the smaller CX series and the CX-5, so it's kind of down in there in that smaller area. But it's wonderfully done, really pretty, like most Mazdas. It's a very pretty car, looks really good, drives really well, another Mazda trait. And this one in particular, they put a lot of effort into the stereo. So I wish I had sound equipment and the YouTube compression and stuff didn't kill it, so that you could hear what this really sounds like with the stereo going. I did an interview with Matthew Valbuena of Mazda, talking about the design for that stereo, how they almost literally designed the car around that stereo. I'll link to that down below. That was done late last year, and it's a very good look at how the stereo in this vehicle works. Really nice. So otherwise, let's just get started. I'll show you what the interior is like. We'll do the usual walkthroughs. So starting over here, we have, here's the door handle, the locks. Here's the mirrors up here, and then the windows down here. Lock for the windows right there. Over here you can see you have the radars, and then this is sort of like a hill crawl. Down here, this opens the hatch. These are the driver's seat memories, and this is how you set them. Then there's this little cubby right here that you can, I don't know what to throw in there. I won't make any guesses. Colorado living. But you can see this has a Bose stereo, so this upgraded stereo, the Bose right there. And here's the first of the speakers. There's also speakers buried under there, not in the door, in the pillar. That's very important to understand as part of the reason the sounds is so good in this vehicle. So looking at the steering wheel here, you can see over here you have audio controls. So here's the, let me see if I can get it to focus. So here's the volume, here's the track select. So you can push this to get the source and go up and down through, you know, like Bluetooth versus, I don't know, satellite radio, whatever. And then you push this and that will mute it. You can probably just see that. Over here is the telematics. It's the telephone. This hangs it up. This is info. So this brings up the info screen on, you saw it right there, up there. Can be useful if you want to page through some of that stuff. You just keep pushing the button and it shows you the different things. A little bit useful. I like that it's placed there because you can just hit it while you're driving if you want to know what, you know, your average MPG or something is. Over here are the cruise control settings. So this has adaptive cruise. I don't think that's standard, but I do believe that the forward crash mitigation is. So here's how you turn it on and turn it off. And you can see the distance setting here, set, reset here. Middle of this cancels it. Middle of this is the resume. So set's up and down, resume is right there. I said that wrong. These are empty. I don't know if there is any option that adds anything there. Maybe somebody can clue me in. There's probably like, maybe like steering wheel heat or something. Over here you can see there's a paddle shifter. If you hold it, it turns it off. So if you're in manual driving mode because you've been using these, you can just pull it and hold it and it will turn that off and go back to regular drive. Right here are your washer wipers. This way for the back, this is sets the speed right here in the middle, and then up and down you can see what the different settings are. Pull it to get washers, push it to wash the back window. Over here, here's the other paddle shifter. And then this is the signal turns up and down. Lighting right here, you can see that. And your brights back and forth. Automatic brights. So you can have the brights do their thing automatically. Works pretty okay. Now right here, you can see the trip button. That sets the trip on the odometer up there. And then over here are the brightness controls. Now looking at the instrument cluster. I know I'm kind of rushing through this, but I feel like I should rush. I don't know why, but I feel like I should rush. I don't know. Whatever. All right, so over here you got a tachometer. Right here you got a speedometer. Over here you have fuel, engine heat, and then you can see the little things on the side. So when I pushed the info button, it was changing these up here, right? So otherwise it's the average that you're doing for miles per gallon over there. Over here is your fuel average. So you can see how many miles you have left, just under 140 at about a half a tank right there. That's using my current numbers. And then you can see I have the parking brake set. There's and I'm not wearing a seatbelt because I'm just sitting here. Now, this also has a head-up display that may or may not show. Kind of see it right there. Mostly it just shows the speedometer. You can change some stuff about it in the infotainment, which is what we'll just look at next, because why not? So infotainment, you have a pretty basic, it's a command knob infotainment like most Mazdas. This is all of the menu options right here. Settings is where you'll do things like change the head-up display, move it up and down, change what's on it, and so on. Navigation there, communication, that's your phone, everything else. You go to that to set up your phone with Bluetooth, by the way. You can't just hit the phone button on the steering wheel. There's one of the few cars where that doesn't work. You have to actually go in here and do it, but it's pretty quick because you just hit communication, says no Bluetooth, and then you can go, oh yeah, okay, and then you connect one. So I've disconnected my phone, obviously. And then you can see the rest of it. If I can get it to go back, I didn't hit the back button, I hit the music button. That was dumb. Entertainment. So the entertainment screen, right now it's trying to connect via Bluetooth. So if I push that thing down, I'll get the menu, and then I can change where I'm getting it from. So I can go to the source list and say, never mind, I want Sirius, and boom, it starts playing Metallica. I'll mute that. But there you go, there's that, and then some information if you need information about the vehicle. That is basically the whole thing. The home screen looks like that when there's nothing going on. It looks like this otherwise. And then of course you can bring up a nav map, and there you go. So a nice screen, clock stays there pretty much all the time, and just lots of good info. I kind of like the way this is set up because it is simple enough that the command knob is not an annoyance. Most of the time command knobs suck. Just saying. So, okay, over here you see you have the push button start. Then we're looking at climate controls. So the climate controls on this, really straightforward. You push this to get the auto. So if you turn that on, then you can set it. It's dual zone, so I can sync and unsync. Push that to turn it off. These are canted up, so on the camera they look a little harder to see, but when you're sitting in the seat, they're really plain and clear. So from my perspective, they're pretty plain and clear. This changes the fan speed. This turns the air conditioner on and off. Seat heating here, front defrost, rear defrost, bun warmers for the passenger, Duke's lights in the middle. Down here, you got a USB port hiding right there. You got this nice tray that obviously is where you throw your phone or something. Pretty clear that's what that is designed for. And then you have your drink holders right here, which have a clear space all the way up. So unless you have a very, very tall container, it will fit in here easily. Nicely done, good design. I have my little voice recorder there. I'm not actually using it right now. I will in a minute though. Shifter. So you can see the shift pattern, pretty simple. You can manually, when you're in drive, you can manually go over like that and go up and down through the gears. And then this is the all-important sport button. Use it. Sport mode actually makes a difference in this car. It drives differently in sport mode. It's amazing. Basically, you just get more throttle response. It's peppier, faster, even more than normal. It feels sporty, and you will actually catch yourself speeding a little bit when you have that sport mode on, because it's just so, it just adds one more layer of fun. It's really, really nicely done. Mostly though, it feels like throttle response. I know it's doing some changes in the transmission and stuff, I'm sure, but really what you feel as the driver is throttle response. The throttle just becomes, you know, that pedal just becomes much more sensitive. Really cool though. I really like a sport mode that actually does something. That's awesome. Here's your brake. You pull it to set it, push it to release. Auto hold, you know, that's for hill hold, right? That's what it's normally for. It's not what I call it. I like to call it launch control. that's not really what it is. It just sounds way cooler. Over here, we got the command knob that I was talking about. So you can see you have like a home screen here, and you just rotate back and forth, push it up and down to select that sort of thing. Nav really quick here, entertainment or music really quick here, back button right there, and home button right there. This is the volume control. So this runs the volume on the stereo up and down to mute, and you can see the little, if you bump it back and forth, it skips tracks. This selects your favorite. So if something's playing and it's your favorite, you select it there. And then there are several things you can do with that in the in entertainment system, including have it pop, like if you're on the Sirius XM and you have a favorite song that you've heard, if it pops up on another channel, you can have it prompt you to say, hey, that song's playing over here, you want to go over there. Pretty cool. I really like it. What I don't like is this being right here. It tends to get bumped a lot by the passenger. Just an annoying placement. It really should be, I think, up here where it's not going to get knocked around. But that's the only complaint I've got for this vehicle. Glove box right there. You can see the flow of the dash. Very steep and flat. Gives it a faster feel when you're in the car because it looks like a longer hood. Just a wonderful design, good elements throughout. I like the cream and the black, you know, it breaks it up, and then this dark brown looks really good, just really pretty in this package. This is the premium package, by the way, with all-wheel drive. I'll show you a Monroney in a minute. Back here is the back seat. Pretty good size, 3 kids across, okay, 2 adults, much better. You can see the latch system, easy to get to. Decent sized cargo in this, not huge, but it's good sized. We got a full checked bag in there without an issue, and still had space for another carry-on or two if we wanted to. So the price on this is pretty good. You're seeing that right now. But yeah, I mean, for $31,000, you're getting a beautiful car with a great stereo. Yeah. So that's what I got. This is the interior. This has been the walkthrough on the 2020 Mazda CX-30. Talk to you again soon. Subscribe.